Right now, Americans are left with a lot of questions, including how this happened and who's to blame. American Airlines is headquartered in Fort Worth, and the CEO says they have spoken with victims' families. They're cooperating with the NTSB to find answers. Senior political reporter Jason Whiteley joins us live now from DFW Airport. You've covered aviation for decades. What can you tell us about the investigation?
Chris, right now, it's a devastating day for American Airlines. Having talked to employees in a number of work groups today, everyone's really hurt and shocked at what happened. But you mentioned the American Airlines CEO, Robert Isom. He flew to Washington, D.C. overnight, along with an emergency response team called a CARE team. This is a group of employees dedicated specifically to helping out in disasters like this. Victims' families, the federal government, federal investigators, and folks like that. You know, we're at DFW. This is the home airport for American Airlines, but Reagan National, just south of D.C. right there, is a huge airport for Fort Worth-based American Airlines. American has more flights out of Reagan National than any other airline. That's how big it is. But back to flight 5342. The NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, will be leading this investigation, as it does all major commercial airline crash investigations. And investigators came out this afternoon to talk about one of the first things they'd be looking for.
We have not recovered the flight data recorders yet. We know they're there. They are underwater. This is not unusual for the NTSB. We have many times recovered flight data recorders in water. Once we get those, we'll be able to get those read and information from them to be able to provide further information to you.
Pilots tell me that they think investigators will likely be looking at two things. The first is the helicopter pilot. Why didn't the helicopter pilot see the approaching American Airlines jet that was seconds away from landing? That's one of the critical clues, Chris, you were talking about, that video from the Kennedy Center. Grainy video, but nevertheless showing the actual mid-air collision there. The pilots of that helicopter told air traffic control, yes, we see the plane, but the pilots now are wondering whether the helicopter pilots might have seen a different plane and mistook that for the one that controllers were talking about. Second, pilots say they think that the investigators will be looking at air traffic control, and that is something specifically WFAA's Dia Wall has been looking into this afternoon and talking to people who are veterans in control towers. Dia?